Good evening, everyone, and welcome to Soil Institute of Management. Today's session is part of our student-led placement conversations, where we focus on understanding how careers are built during the program rather than only looking at final outcomes. We are joined today by Tanvi Khandelwal, a PGDM student of 2024 to 2026 batch, who has been placed as an operations analyst at S&P Global. Tanvi brings a unique journey to this conversation. She is a former national level basketball player, and alongside her academic work in finance, has held leadership roles on campus and completed multiple finance focused internships during the program. Today's discussion will explore how discipline from sports translates into corporate roles, how Tanvi prepared for finance and operations positions during the PGDM, and what students can realistically expect as they work towards their goal. We'll begin with a moderate interaction for about 35 minutes, followed by a 20-minute student Q&A. So, hello Tanvi, how are you doing?
Oh, hi, I'm good. How about you guys?
1 second. Your voice is not coming.
Am I audible?
Okay, yes. So, where were we?
Am I audible?
Yes, yes.
Yeah. So, hi, I'm doing good. And how about you?
I'm doing good also, and welcome to today's conversation. Looking
Thank you.
forward to learning and knowing a lot from you.
Sure, sure.
Yeah. So, can you tell us a bit about yourself and how you transitioned into this career line?
So, as you have already mentioned a lot about me in the introduction itself, so I was just a normal student doing my schooling and playing a sport named basketball out of my passion, out of my hobby. And basketball gave me so much that I was not able to leave it, even after completing my schooling also. So I did my schooling from Alwar itself, from St. Anselm School. Post that, I moved to Delhi for pursuing my further studies in and doing bachelor's in commerce from Kamala Nehru College, University of Delhi. While I was pursuing my bachelor's degree, there I gained an interest in finance as a subject. I had few subjects while doing my bachelor's, and that is where I gained some interest and wanted to and was curious to know more about it. And that is where I pivoted my career towards MBA and want and pursued my majors in finance itself.
Okay, okay. You come from a very diverse background.
Yeah,
Okay, so shall we start with the questions?
sure.
Okay, so you come from a strong sports background as a national level basketball player. What did your competitive sports teach you early on about discipline and performance?
If I talk about the competitive sports, so competitive sport, more than skills, more than talent, it taught me consistency. Like showing up every day on the ground, doing practice, getting yourself trained every day, even you are drained or not. Even like there are few days when I used to feel low. I used to feel like there is a lot of pressure and I'm not able to handle it. But still going on with the practice and doing all the right, needful and doing all my daily routines. So it was slightly difficult for me for some time, but it somehow made me a person full of consistency and full of passion. And I was very perseverant as well. So basketball taught me, my sport taught me more than talent, it's consistency and perseverance.
Wow, nice, nice. So, coming on to the next question is when you decided to pursue a PGDM in finance, what were you most unsure about at the beginning of the program?
Mm, like initially, when I thought of doing PGDM, I was unsure whether I had enough technical depth for finance roles because I have never had my hands into finance in the stock market or debt market. So it was a slightly challenge of a very big challenge for me rather, because for me it was altogether a new stream, a new subject. So that was something challenging for me. And also the volume of concepts and competitive environment uh, where I felt overwhelmed. Over time, the structured learning and practice helped me build the confidence.
So coming on to now the learning during your PGDM. So what did you learn during your time at PGDM in soil? So one of the things students often struggle with is connecting classroom learning with the environment, is how is applying the knowledge that they have learned in classrooms in the real world. So I would like to ask this, that how did the initial core courses, finance, marketing, operations, help you build a broader business perspective before specializing?
Okay, so it is really an interesting question, and I really want to quote one of the example from my own journey itself. So, I was interning with Enigma Holdings as a finance intern, financial strategist intern. So, therein we were asked to research on the data and bring out some analysis out of it. So, for that analysis part, we used to use some analytical tool pack like R, Python. Apart from that, we also used to build dashboards using Power BI and Tableau. So all these were taught in the first term itself.
Mm.
So while doing my internship, it was like a cakewalk for me to like I knew what all this would be the sources of data, what all will be the proper manner, how to sort the data, how to arrange it. Secondly, how to clean the data, what all things I can do to do the analysis, and how to build the dashboard and present my project in more pictorial and a very visualized manner. So yes, first year was challenging in terms of assignments, in terms of academic pressure, in terms of being a sports club vice captain also. So I had some additional things to do there also. So overall, the journey for me, the journey in first year was challenging, but it somehow taught me time management, and I was really very well able to manage all the things very effectively.
Management surely is one of the most key things that we learn in the first year. Being in first year myself, I can certainly relate to what you're saying, because we learn a lot of things from marketing, finance, operations, analytics,
Right.
everything. So time management really helps us to like cope up with the stress of all these subjects combined, assignments, due dates, and exams. So this is really true what you've said. So
Right.
moving on to the next question is, you've worked on financial modeling, data analysis, and research internships. Which of these experiences helped you most in building confidence for interviews?
To be very honest, all of them were important, but financial modeling and that one more subject is securities and portfolio management. These two subjects are like a Bible for your interview preparation,
Okay.
followed by corporate finance. That is a must.
Corporate finance surely is a must.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the next question is, how did balancing academics with leadership roles, such as being vice president of the sports club, as you mentioned, shape your time management and priorities?
Uh, See, when you are into studies, into academics, I am always being a person who is not satisfied by doing just one work at a time. So I want multiple challenges to me coming up to me, and me being that person solving them back to back. So doing academics and managing sports was a task, but like I used to maintain a checklist where I used to jot down all my tasks on a daily basis, and also in the coming week what all I have to do, and prioritizing all my work accordingly helped me to manage my time and keeping a balance between my studies and sports and my position of responsibility.
Yes. Prioritizing your work does help. So now let's talk about your preparation and clarity. At what point did you start feeling clear that finance and operation roles were the right fit for you?
So um like I mentioned, in my graduation days only, I felt to give a shot to finance. Like, I wanted to keep more, gaining more knowledge about finance, what finance is, because finance and accounting are the two separate things. I used to love accounting, but I don't used to love finance.
Hmm.
So that was a pivot for me. And when I started with the first subject of finance, that is accounting for managers, it
Hmm.
was similar to what we studied in class 11, 12 accounts. So I thought, yes, I can do better in this. Then came corporate finance in my second term. So corporate finance is a subject where we used to learn time value of money, the compounding factors, and having some investment decision, capital budgeting decisions.
Hmm.
And I used to, it was like a cakewalk for me. It was like a thing that was very clear to me. Like, I was very comfortable solving those sums. I was very comfortable, by looking onto the question, I used to answer ki this would be the answer, and this is the approach to answer this question. So that is the corporate finance. When I completed that course, that was the point when I felt ki yes, I can go for finance. And finance is interesting because I love playing with numbers.
Hmm.
So this is where I was sure, pretty much sure, कि yes, finance is something I want to go for.
Really nice, really nice. So, I would like to ask next is that what do you think differentiates students who are able to convert finance and operation roles from those who struggle? Because I've seen a lot that students mainly struggle in finance and operations because of like mainly because of the mathematical aspect that these subjects these specializations have. So, what are your reflections on this?
Finance means numbers, and if someone is, number phobic, so
Hmm.
they really have to work on it, on the calculation part first. So going on with simple calculations and having a practice on doing calculations on the calculator, because what we used to do is we open up our phone, do the calculation on mobile phone.
Hmm.
That is something will not going to help. So first of all, practicing calculations on calculator, and apart from that, doing small calculations in your mind only, it will help you to reduce your fear from numbers. It will help you to be more accurate with the calculation. And once you are confident with those small calculations, you can start practicing the larger calculations. And if I talk about the operations part, the analytics part, so finance and analytics is the best combination that the companies demand nowadays. I am also from a non-tech background. I had commerce in my 11th, 12th. I did my bachelor's in commerce only. I have no subject of science, or let's say IP or computer. But still, if you really want to do something, you will ultimately achieve it. So I was like doing practicing and of the codes, how what is the meaning of a particular code, why we used to run it, what analysis are we getting out of it. Being consistent with it, being in practice with it, being in touch with the subject will ultimately make you feel comfortable with it, and you will at the end land at a position where you will feel ki yes, you are well uh, capable enough to answer, or to have a grab on that subject.
So ultimately, not running away from it, facing it head on, maybe.
Exactly. If you are running from a situation, you will never going to solve it. So facing the situation, find running after it to find the solution of it
Exactly.
will make you uh, good in that subject. So
True, true,
practice is the only mantra.
true that. So, during interviews for the operation analyst role, what skills or experiences did interviewers probe the most?
So for operation analyst role, first of all, they expect you to be good with analytics, like, and some of the tools like I already mentioned are Python, uh, your Tableau and Power BI. So
Mm.
these were the projects. There were some few projects that I highlighted in my CV as well. Apart from that, if I talk about also the Excel, yeah, Excel is the very important, is one of the very important skill that they require,
Mm.
because I was asked some questions regarding Excel also, like how you do data sorting on Excel, what is VLOOKUP, HLOOKUP, when to use it, what all what all codes, sorry, functions you run in Excel, what is pivot table, kind of questions. So these were asked. If I talk about the finance part, so in finance, they asked me questions related to financial modeling. They asked me questions related to uh, the macroeconomic variables like repo rate, bond market. They asked me questions from securities and portfolio management. Also, they asked me few general knowledge questions and business awareness questions as well. So these are few of the things that students from day one should have a grab on. Like business knowledge, business awareness should be, on your tip,
That's a
like
must.
always.
So that's a must for every student.
Exactly.
Okay, so as you said, you are from a sports background. So how did you articulate your sports background in a way that made sense to the interviewer?
So they let me tell you my experience. So they asked me at what level you have played. So I told them I am a national level basketball player. So the next question to me was, then why are you here? Why didn't you pursue your career in sports only? So
Mm.
I told them that sports for me wasn't a hobby. It somehow turned into my passion, and I was not able to leave it. But sports, as a not only taught me talent in basketball only, so it taught me further few more things like discipline, perseverance, consistency, facing challenges, and decision making ability, like how you frequently in a sport you just have a fraction of second to make a decision and to go on to the next move. So
Mm.
that is something I learned from it. And at the end, I my ultimate goal was to settle and settle by doing a job or by going to open up my own venture. So they were like, we like your confidence, we like how you articulated your sports journey to what you learned from MBA. So
Mm.
this was, then they were like, they were more keen to know more about me, like what all tournaments I have played, and what all places I have visited. So the after that, the interview was so chill that we were just laughing. We were just discussing the rules because the interviewer itself has played this game, basketball. So we were
Oh,
just discussing the rules. We were just sharing our experiences in the sport. So everything went out so chill. Then the interview went very well for me at that point.
really happy to hear that. So mainly being confident about what you really want, like then everything makes sense. You can make your way
Exactly.
make your way into an interview anyway, just to be sure and confident about what you want and to present it in a way that makes sense, right?
Exactly. Exactly.
So
Because because what happened with me was, I before SNP I sat for BlackRock, and BlackRock, in I gave interview and I was waitlisted. Like three were selected and I was waitlisted for that company.
okay.
So I was very unsure. Like there are 1% chance that they will convert the waitlisted candidate. So at that point, I was like, "Ki, now I need SNP at any cost." So that was the my behavior towards SNP ki, now I can't let this company go. So my urge, my willingness, my attitude towards SNP's interview, कि I was like a stubborn kid कि I want this at any cost. And if you want anything and if you're confident about it, you will anyhow pave the way towards that. So confidence, your attitude towards learning matters a lot.
True, true. So I think it has been a very exciting and inspiring journey for you from sports background to operation analyst in the S&P. So looking back at the journey so far, what was the most challenging phase of the program for you and how did you navigate through it?
Pardon, please. Can you come again with the question?
Yeah. So I was asking, so through this entire journey that you had, what was the most challenging part of it and how did you navigate through it?
Challenging, like for me, MBA itself, for the other name for MBA is a challenge only. So
Yeah.
at every point you'll face challenge.
Mm.
But the most challenging part for me was not academics at all. It was like SPL for me, to be very honest,
Mm.
because it is a lot of mess. You have to coordinate a lot. And for us, the things were not going correct at any way. So at the end moment, we have to make all the arrangements and do all the things. So that was a point where I was so frustrated, like what I am doing and where I am.
Mm.
So yeah, that was some a bit challenging, but I won't say, but it was manageable. So challenging, so no, nothing more than that.
So as you said, during the S&P process, it was the most challengeful for you. How did you, like the stress, the tension, how did you navigate through it? What did you do?
For at SNP, like I was nervous, I was stressed, yes, because there was some peer pressure also, and I myself wanted this company. So, so for that, I was sitting at their office. I was surrounded with all my competitors there. All were going, giving interviews, coming back, sharing their experience, feedback, and mine was the last interview. So you can imagine the burden in my brain. Like I am getting all the inputs, and what is going to happen with me, I really don't know. I have no idea. So I sat at a corner. I was with all alone, all with myself. And after a certain point of time, I closed my ears. I didn't listen to anyone, and I revised all my things and whatever notes I have prepared for my interview. And and to be very honest, I talked to my mother at that point, like
Mm.
to divert my mind. And I shared ki I am doing this. I don't know what is going to happen. And then my mama told me one thing: give it your best and let the results come out. You
Mm.
will whatever you'll deserve, you'll get it. So don't panic. Don't, because everyone here are equally capable and are equally deserving. So you can't say ki you only want that. If you really deserve it, and if you really want it, everything will eventually come to you. And that line is something that made me more confident and slightly stress free. When I walked into the interview room, I sat, I was nervous, but after giving my introduction, I was like, ki, let the questions come, I'll face them anyhow. So,
That's a really beautiful way to put it, to be assured of your confidence and to not be nervous.
yeah.
So the next question is, if a student is currently in the first few months of PGDM and is feeling overwhelmed, what advice would you give them?
Uh, Initial years are difficult. Initial years, because at your initial time, you are, very new to the environment, new to the teachers, new to everything, new to subjects also. So it is very natural to feel overwhelmed. But my advice would be just focus on the studies, just focus on what all concepts are being taught to you. Prepare proper notes for it, because at the end, when you are at the interview, you really don't know what concept will they will ask you, and at what point in time any concept that you have studied in your first year will strike to your mind and will fit into that question, answer
Mm.
of that question. So be consistent. Don't take so much leaves from college, because we used to say ki, lecture is not good or this is bad, but ultimately everything will make sense to you at the end of the day. So
Yeah.
be regular to the college, listen to whatever being taught, at
Be
least in the
attentive in
class.
class.
Exactly.
Yeah. Thank you, Tanvi, for sharing your journey so openly. We'll now open the floor for student questions. I request everyone to keep their questions focused on preparation and learning during the program and role expectations. So if we have a few questions, then we'll just see. So we have a few questions. How early should students start preparing for finance and operation roles?
From day one.
Day one.
To be very honest, from day one, because all your concepts, your ratios, cash flow, income statement, everything from income statement and cash flows to portfolio management to financial modeling, everything will come to, you have to prepare for it.
From the most basic concepts that we are introduced, we have to start preparing from then and then only.
Very basic. I would suggest you to have a good hands into into the terminologies of the market, like
Hmm.
how market works, what are mutual funds, how debt bond market work, what is bond convexity. Like this will you will learn in your second year, but you can start learning about it. How many kinds of mutual funds are there, and some money market instrument, capital market instruments. So these are something you can have a hands into it from starting onwards.
Okay. The next is it possible to build a strong finance profile without prior background knowledge?
Yeah, it is possible. I would suggest you to do one or two certifications from NISM, like I myself did of research analyst. So you can do that. You can do one or two courses from websites like Coursera or Internshala. Apart from that, you can do some internships on in finance, so in a way that you can explain it in the interview very well. So doing two three more things extra, and you can also go for some live projects in finance, or you can also do your academic projects in a way you can put it in your CV, and you can then explain it in the interview. So you this will make your CV strong.
Okay. We have one more question can you tell the difference between PGDM and PGPM program? Why did you choose the PGDM over PGPM?
So PGDM program is for freshers, and PGPM program is for work ex, people with having work ex, and it is of 1 year, and PGDM is of 2 years. I am a fresher. I don't have any prior work ex, so I had to choose go for PGDM.
Okay. We have one more question what daily habits helped you stay consistent during the program?
Daily habits.
Daily habits.
So my habit was anything and everything that was taught in the class was there in my notebook.
Okay.
And reach going back to my PG, at the end of the day I just used to revise them, and for being prepared for the next day, because you have to continue with it, especially in finance, because all the formulas, all the concepts, you know until and unless you will practice it on a daily basis, the next class will be worthless for you. So
Hmm.
this was one of the habit that I really admire from of myself, and
Being
I
being
also
consistent and
urge you all to
yeah.
follow it.
So mainly being consistent and keeping up with the syllabus will really help.
Exactly, exactly.
Okay. So we have one more question how do students balance pressure during peak academic and placement process? Placement process is a very hectic process, I know. So how do you balance between this academic and this process?
uh, so when you are preparing for your interviews, you have to make some slots for yourself, when you have to do your assignments, when you have to do your college work, and when you have to solely prepare for your internship, for your placements. So for that, for us, a dedicated CDS sessions were provided where we were given enough training for how to prepare for interview, what all questions to handle. So and some domain sessions as well. So we were asked to attend them, and we were able to do our practice for the placements there also. Apart from that, we were as soon as companies come and JDs are being floated, we used to start preparing for it. So, when you land in such situation, you will automatically prioritize all the things, because when company will come, you will automatically prioritize your placement and your preparation, and you will slightly, like I would say 10%, neglect your academics. And this is where your faculty will also help you. They'll help you to prepare for the interviews. They'll help you by taking some mock interviews, and you'll at the end you will feel confident with both the things. Like you'll be able to manage both academics also and your placement drives also.
Yes, noted. This is very true. Um, Thank you once again, Tanvi, for sharing your experience. Today's discussion highlights that success in placement is built through consistent efforts, discipline, and the ability to connect through diverse experiences that our cohort professional requires. Thank you, everyone, for joining us today. And thank you to all on behalf of Soil Institute of Management. Thank you.
Thank you.